for the very warm introduction. John, thanks for hosting and having me here. Look, this is a very exciting time for us as an organization, but it should be an exciting time for you as residents who live here in this county and who are actively engaged in making sure that we can do everything that we can do to make sure that it's not only a safe place to live, but it's also a productive area and grow as an economy here. And you know, over the last 7 months, we've done some really cool and exciting things that hasn't been done in this organization in over 104 years. And I'll echo that again. We're say 104 years. When I came in, there was some immediate issues that needed to be rectified and cleaned up. We saw some of the deficiencies with our response protocols for active shooter preparedness and how are we going to mitigate some of these threats that are continuing to show its face everywhere here in the United States, and definitely something that we need to be cautious about and constantly aware of in terms of Broward County. And so we stepped up. I was very pleased to take a good trip up to DC early on, and I call it going up and kissing the ring, because I met with the director of the FBI, Homeland Security, and every single alphabet soup that exists up there to bring back that type of expertise and education so that my deputies would be not just qualified, but becoming, and what we are now is the top qualified organization in the state. We've gone through all the top active shooter advanced training schools. We reallocated roughly $70 million to ensure that we introduce the necessary equipment. We're building a $35 million training center, which will be a regional training center. Also bringing in our federal partners to make sure that we don't have any gap in intelligence in how we are receiving threats and also handling them. You talked about the partnership aspect and the success that the Superintendent Runcie is currently having from an educational standpoint. It was important for me to know that as the Chief Law Enforcement Officer, I had the broad range of working and impacting all 1,200 plus square miles of this county. And it didn't make sense for me to allow the superintendent from a school standpoint to be exclusively focused on how is he going to mitigate the security deficiencies and threats. I felt like that was our responsibility. We're 5,500 strong, got a $1 billion operating budget, more resources than some small countries. And so I immediately looked at some of the issues that we had with the Stoneman Douglas event, as well as the airport, and what could we mitigate in terms of how are we responding better and more effectively. And we introduced a model just before school started with our real-time crime center. It was a matter of just shifting funding around, spent roughly $2 million. And what does that mean to you? What does that mean to our school? What does it mean to the safety of our children? The real-time crime center, we partnered up with the superintendent, signed off on a mutual aid agreement, and now we have over roughly a 3,000 square foot facility, emergency operations center, where we have access to over 10,000 cameras across 260 schools. And anytime that there's a code red, code yellow, or any threat that exists at a particular school, our team goes live.